Welcome to Whimsical Farm. It looks like a nice hot day for a barbecue. And today we're just starting off with a little prep time on the grill. We're going to be cooking chicken in a wok. This is going to be bulk cooking of the last of our chicken quarters, the thighs and drumsticks, plus some regular drumsticks. And the recipe today is going to be very simple. We're going to put all these pieces, they've been soaking in some salt water in the fridge, cold water. So we're going to get that brine washed off a little bit, throw them in here, and they're going to have onions and garlic and a little lemon pepper, a little black pepper. And the key for this fire, this is not going to be a dragon fire that burns slow. This is going to be 4 pounds of charcoal in a circle, and then I've got a whole pan full of wood pellets that are some hickory and some competition made for the pit boss. So we'll throw them on there. Once this charcoal gets really running good and starts to turn white, we'll load it up with those pellets all the way around. It'll relight and then throw the wok on there full of chicken. So this is prep time. 4 pounds of charcoal, getting ready for a cast iron wok and a carnivore diet. See you soon. Welcome back to Whimsical Farm. And today we're going to be doing some chicken in a wok. This is going to be very, very simple chicken that anybody could do. If you've got a barbecue grill and a large cast iron wok like this is made by LODGE Corporation. It's a new modern wok. They sell it right there at Walmart. And all you gotta have is a wok, a nice Weber grill. You gotta have some avocado oil, some black pepper, some lemon pepper, which the number one ingredient is salt. You gotta be careful with that. Put too much, it'd be too salty. And 3 medium-sized organic onions. Take an onion of your choice. And 2 big full clumps of garlic, and I just busted them up. We're leaving the paper on because we like paper. So that's how we do that. So what's over here? What we're going to cook? Well, we have a pan full of chicken, and this chicken is thighs, which is thighs, leg quarters, and that clocks in at 55 cents. 55 for the quarters and 38 cents for the drumsticks. So here's how we're going to do this. This is going to be kind of haphazard a little bit. We're just going to throw it in the pan. I already preheated that pan, believe it or not. So we're going to just throw these however they fall. There's a quarter, there's a quarter. We'll make these face north, south, east, and west. Look at them running. They're taking off on the run. So let's stack the next ones. There's one right there on the tip top. And he's there, he's happy. We'll try to make this semi-symmetrical. There's another one right there. His legs hanging over a little bit, not gonna worry. And there's another one right there. Him's hanging on for dear life. And here's another one right there. We just let them fall as they may. And they look pretty good, Let's try to point down on those because I know what'll happen. That sticks over the edge, it's gonna burn up. So we're gonna point him down a little bit. There we go. How many more quarters we got? Oh, we got more quarters. There's another quarter. Put him about like that. He can ride over there on his brother. That's fine. He's not heavy. He's my brother. So there him goes. And now we're down to drumsticks. Let's see what we can do with drumsticks. Let's try. We got to pull that skin down because the skin on these gets crazy. We can turn these if we want to get them brown. We're going to put quite a load of meat in here. We're not going to worry about it because I got that thing is hot out there. That grill's hot. So we're gonna just pack them in there any way we can. Try to leave a little airspace, not get too thick. There's gonna be one riding the rim right there. Gonna ride on the outboard rim. I'm trying to put his little skin on him so he don't burn up. We'll check that later. And what else can we do here? Yeah, we could put one right there, I guess. And again, the skin on these kind of goes crazy, so we'll tuck him underneath so he don't burn up. It's gonna be like nuclear hot out there. When we first put this on there, I got that grill. It's got a fire all the way around in a circle, and then I'm gonna throw some Pit Boss wood pellets. They're 50% hickory and 50% competition. So we will have what we need out there for all kinds of good flavor and heat. I was low on charcoal, so we're using what we have. This is definitely economy. Remember the price on these. The leg quarter, which is a thigh and a drumstick, is 55 cents. And the drumsticks themselves That one's got a little piece. We'll tear that off later. It's a little piece of bone. You know what? Let me get that out of the picture now because we don't like that little piece of bone. There him goes. So now what? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So we got the wok. I preheated it a little bit. Now this part is very complex. You grab the garlic, just like that with your hand, and then you go like this. Ready? Very complex. Very few people can do this job and get it right. So you just have to work with me, work with me, work with me. I used to have a boss that I worked in the oil field with. He'd give you some high-tech job, ask you to do something, and he would always say the same thing. Can you work with me? Can you work with me? I need to make sure I send this to him because I miss Mr. Mike. He was a good guy. Still is a good guy. He was good to me. So now the onions, these require special placement because otherwise you'll blow something up. You don't want to cover your chicken up too much. That's kind of the key, is because you want that chicken to kind of brown a little bit. And like I say, we can go out there and stir it up if it looks like it's going to stay too blonde. Some of this is going to be barbecued and some going to be just baked down in there. And we got the onions now, I'm telling you. Now, so what about them spices? Are you ever going to get them spices on there? I'm glad that you reminded me, because if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, this guy's crazy. He did all the stuff and he ain't put no spices on there. Well, here we go. This is the heavy duty black pepper, large cracked black pepper. Now I'm gonna have to focus my camera, raise it up where you can see good, and then come in with the pepper. I have learned from the pros, you need to stay, get out here, fly. You need to stay high up above the clouds when you drop your dry rub down there so you can see exactly what you're doing. Now, do you see any spots I missed? I don't see any. That pepper will cook down nice. Say, whoo, that's a lot of pepper. Well, that's because we like black pepper. If you don't like it, you don't have to put any on yours. This part is open for discussion. Totally up to you. Now watch this. Here comes the lemon pepper. I gotta be careful. Lemon pepper. Now that stuff's pretty stout, like I say. Now its number one ingredients, is just by percentage, is salt. So my wife loves lemon pepper, but here's the rule of thumb when you're cooking anything, especially barbecuing, because your stuff gets concentrated on you in a hurry. Here's your rule of thumb. Never put too much salt. If you get too much salt, you really can't do anything about it. It's always better to err on the side, the cautious side of too little salt. It's not going to make your food come out wrong, and you can always add salt later. So that's my rule of thumb for salt. Don't put too much salt. And the opposite holds true for coffee. When you make coffee, never, ever make super weak coffee, because only 1 or 2 people in the room will enjoy it, and the rest will put it into the sink or down the toilet or out the door. You make coffee a little too strong, you can always add water. So another thing I want to do to show off just a little bit for my sweet wife is to show you who in the world has a picket fence in their front room. Well, I'll tell you who has that. If you marry a whimsical girl and she loves to have her flowers in the sunshine, and she's got all kinds, she's got them growing up here in the fish tank, and they're going to grow. They're going to cover that whole wall. I think she went on Amazon last night and bought some beans. They're called Jack and the. Oh no! She bought Jack and the Beanstalk bean. We're going to have to raise that roof's going to have to go a whole lot higher than what it is now. But anyway, we just work with her, and look here. She's over here. She's got a pot of flowers over here, flowers here. She got some kind of a rubber stick flower there. It's deadly. It'll bite you or poisonous or something. Then there's that, and then that. But why a picket fence? Well, we got great big German Shepherds, and when the sheep walk by that window, and they just saunter along very carefully, and they kind of tease the German Shepherds. The German Shepherds like to jump, knock all those plants over, knock all the dirt out, and try to eat the sheep. So she put those there. We may have to add some taller punji sticks, maybe a little bit of electric wire, but that's what we got. So we will be doing the next step, which is to take this out, put it on the grill. So I'll get right back with you in just a minute. Over and out for now. And then suddenly, voila, we made it out to the grill with a big cast iron wok. This is made by Lodge. You can get them at Walmart. Really nice. I don't get paid for saying that, but I'm telling you how we did it. And the next step, now that we've got that big wok sitting on a hot grill, is I have a nice little pan full of wood pellets. These are made by Pit Boss. You buy bags of them at Walmart also. And what we're gonna do, see if I can get this on the video, is I'm gonna roundabout, try not to get them in with the food, and we're gonna slowly dribble them in on top of that hot charcoal so that it'll give us a little more heat and a little more smoke. So I hope I got all that on the video. And that's done now. We burned all them up. They're on the fire. We got to add our lid to this. We want the lid where the smoke outlet is anywhere, because the fire is all the way around, so it doesn't matter. Throttle's wide open on that. Double check. Yep, wide open. Not hot yet. Wide open on the top vent, wide open on the bottom vent, and we're going to let this baby roll out and cook us some nice chicken. Now on this chicken, it's definitely going to cook down and make a big pile of au jus. So we're just going to work with that. Bottom chickens are probably going to be like they're getting boiled a little bit. But we can pour some of that off. We'll drizzle some butter in with it and put some of it back across the top. And we'll save most of the au jus to be able to make some chicken soup later. We can strip the fat off of it. There's nothing but chicken in there, so it'll all be chicken flavored au jus. So come back and see us when this starts to brown up. Probably in about 45 minutes our time and about 1 second your time. See you later. Bye-bye. Welcome back to Whimsical Farm. Here is that beautiful chicken that's in the wok, cooked in a wok and inside the Weber grill with some smoked pellets, nice hickory, and now we're going to take a look at the next step. Now, a lot of people look at that and they say, my goodness, that looks wonderful. And a few of the onions got a little dark. Nobody cares. We'll tear that off and give it to the dogs. But the problem is that's a lot of chicken in that wok. So most people want their chicken to have some crisp skin. Now, I put a digital probe on this and checked out the temperature. We're in the range of 185 to about 195 on the chicken. So it's really close to being done. So here's what we're going to do to be able to make that chicken be nice and tan on the other side. What would you do if you wanted to be tan? You lay down on the beach, you got tan on one side. What would you do to get tan on the other side? Well, you'd have to expose the other side to the heat and sunshine. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pull this out. This is going to be kind of tricky, but I'm going to start pulling this. And we'll start off with the chicken, and what we'll do is wherever it is blonde, we will put the blonde side up like that. And what we're going to do, this is a whole leg quarters. We're going to put that right into the oven at about 425. And wow, look at that. That does look good, boy, doesn't it though? Look at that. See how brown that is? And then you turn the other side over and it's just as blonde as it can be. But this will be a very easy chore. We got a nice stainless steel dish. That's blonde on both sides. We may have to flip him 2 or 3 times. We're going to let him sit like that since that's his pretty side anyway. And this little one here, there's a drumstick. Here's another thigh. No, that's a drumstick. Hard to tell the difference sometimes when you first grab them. Oh, that is starting to get tender. I'm having to be careful. So all we're going to do is put this in the oven, and I'm going to probably just set it at about 425 until that browns up a little bit. We'll go ahead and put a little bit of smoked paprika on top of it, make it look a little prettier. That is really looking like something. Boy, you talk about the au jus. Golly, do we have the au jus. Now that one, put the pretty side like that. It's a little bit brown, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Don't have to be quite that picky, but this chicken is basically almost done. It's not like we're going to be doing a lot of cooking on it. All we're doing now is just simply trying to brown it up a little bit. Grandma did a lot of stuff like this, cook and cook and cook all day, and you get to her house and she had the most delicious meals because it was cooked real low and slow and tender. There's a look at that thigh right there. He's trying to come apart. So the only thing that got really, really brown was what was exposed. That's okay. I just used a wok because it was simple. I like working with a wok. It kept that chicken really safe from being overcooked from the fire and having terrible flash ups from the chicken grease dripping down on the flames. We also didn't lose a bit of juice. Man, look at that. You talk about some au jus. We have got it. So here's what we'll do with the au jus. Let me get a few onions out of here. I want them to be in the mix too. We won't cover up our meat with the onions because if we do, we'll cancel out everything that we just tried to do. We'll flip that guy because that's the ugly underneath side. There him goes. Pull that little piece of skin off so he'll cook a little bit better. And a few more onions here and there for flavor. And we don't want to lose this au jus, so we're going to go ahead and gather a little bit of that. Put it in with the chicken so I don't have to pick up that hot pot. And that's just fine. Uncover it. Make sure everybody is uncovered. Be exposed to the sunshine. In this case, a nice hot broiler oven. I'll save some of that au jus also for later, but right now I'm coating this chicken. So what we'll do, we'll open that oven up and make sure nothing's getting dry. We don't want that meat to dry. We just want to brown it. So the next step, let me see if I can find, let's see here. Let me get my paprika real quick. Paprika, got some smoked paprika. Lots of dogs are watching, they're hopeful. Put a little smoked paprika on there, that'll start heading the color the right direction. And I'm not going to add any more pepper or salt because we don't know till we taste that how far that's willing to go. We do not want to get it too salty or too peppery. We already put quite a bit in the beginning. This paprika is wanting to stick to the lid real bad. Have to shake it down a lot. That is tender chicken though. Let's do a quick test. I want to do a quick test on our temperature and see what one of these thighs, good and thick thighs, along about right there, and see what we got for temperature. And you can see that's getting on up there. It's safe enough to eat right now, but nobody wants to eat chicken that's that blonde. See, 185, so that's good and safe to eat. The next portion of this will be, I'm going to say 95% of this is going to be cosmetic. Only 5% will be finishing it off to make it tender. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the oven, and we'll see you here in a few minutes. Over and out for now. Welcome back to the final chapter of this beautiful chicken. Now this is that chicken that was cooked in the wok, and I put it into the oven in the house, set on 425 degrees. And I didn't run it very long. We just ran it about 20 minutes to make sure I didn't burn anything. And look at this beautiful dish of au jus. Golly, it's got a few little half-burnt onions in there and all that garlic. Now watch this. This makes me dizzy to do this, but I've got to do this and try to get it right. So we're going to start over here on this drumstick. Look at that drumstick right there. Try to keep my shadow off of there. My shadow is with me. Everywhere I go, it seems like he's there. Look at that piece of chicken. Let's just get just a little bit of au jus. That au jus got, I cheated. It's got a little bit of butter in it. I had to have me a little bit of butter because I like butter on that chicken. Now that chicken is tender. I'm going to tell you that right now. You cannot grab one of these thighs up and go to jerking on it, because if you do, you will pull the leg off that thigh in a hurry. You may see a little funny pieces of color stuff. That's just a chicken skin that was in the au jus. Let's check this little drumstick. See that little drumstick right there? He looks a little bit dry. We don't want him to be dry. We want him to be delicious. This is what Grandma did. I learned this stuff from my grandma. Grandmas never, ever throw away cooking juices. They never called it au jus because my grandmother was from Arkansas. Neva Overstreet. She is from Arkansas. She's with the Lord now. She made a trip upstairs, and she's happy. She's probably cooking up there too. But she never in her life ever threw away any drippings off of anything. They didn't call it au jus, but they call that the drippings. That's what the old timers called it. And they'd add some cream. Sometimes they'd add a little flour. I don't do that because we're carnivore, but they'd add a little cream and a little flour, maybe a little cornstarch, and whip that together and cook it on the stove all day on the back burner on low. And next thing you know, you have beautiful brown gravy. I don't need the gravy part of it. I like the au jus. I just like the juicy, natural juices that cook off that chicken. Now in that wok, you notice I threw a handful of onions, 3 cut up medium onions. You can see them right here. Let's see if I can get in a little bit more detail, keep my shadow out of it. Look at them onions. Gosh, those look delicious. Look at that. Now see, some people don't like dark onions. That piece right there will drive some girls crazy. Some guys too. That dark piece, that is wonderful tasting onion right there, that dark piece. See it? I'll leave him parked right on top of that chicken. Let's pull some of this out. Look at that. I'm gonna put that somewhere over here where people can see that onion. That looks delicious. We'll move this one little leg over here. He didn't get quite as dark, but he's okay. We can put him back in the oven if he needs a little more suntan. We are a full suntan service. So anyway, that's some beautiful looking chicken. I did take it up to right at 199.999. And the time you put it in your mouth, one extra tenth of a degree, it'll be 200 degrees. So we're very happy with the outcome of this, and I'm gonna save. I got dogs all around me. They're just licking their chops, and some of the big ones are dripping down their chin and stuff, drooling. But look how much au jus I got left. Man, that's a bunch of au jus. Look at that. There's a bunch. It's got those garlics and onions in there. I'm telling you, it's got a little bit of that lemon pepper and a little bit of that black pepper that rolled off of it. That's a beautiful thing. So we've got a whole pan. See, I'm calling this a bulk cook of the chicken. Keep in mind, even though that looks very expensive, very high end, that is 55 cents for those chicken thigh drumsticks, chicken quarters, 55 cents at Walmart. And those drumsticks are 38 special. I call that because I don't know where anything you can eat that's that delicious and that tender and brown and seasoned properly, cooked for a carnivore meal, 38 pennies. So I might eat me one of the chicken quarters and maybe 2 drumsticks, and I'll be stuffed. I don't need any cornbread, green beans, don't need any carrot sticks, celery sticks, don't need any ho-hos or ding-dongs, just the meat. And that is really helping me lose weight. And if you get up in the middle of the night, you're hungry, you just grab you a cold drumstick. My wife likes them cold. I might cheat and put it in the microwave for, 30 seconds. But if you wanted to, if you had to have barbecue sauce and wanted to leave sugar alone, don't forget Mr. Stubbs. He sells sugar-free for diabetic people. Sugar-free is not my preference, but if you got to have some barbecue sauce, drizzle it on there, go to Walmart or wherever your local store is and get you some Stubbs, sugar-free. He's got it in hickory and mesquite and all kinds of different flavors. Even got it in a hot and sweet, which they use a substitute for the sweetener for sugar, but anyway, still not sugar. So thank y'all for watching. Please hit the, as I fade off here, I'm going to show the plants a little bit, what my wife built over in the corner. But as we fade off, please hit that, just push it real gentle, that little subscribe button, the like button, and the bell notification. And as you can see, if you go to my channel, our channel, you just start watching it, you'll notice that there's a fresh video with some kind of a wild recipe, something easy to cook, something complicated to cook, something fun to cook. Every day I've got a new video. So thanks again for visiting, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.